Welcome back to Spend Too Much Diecast. What is going on, crew? Welcome back to the channel. To all my returning crew members, if you are new here, welcome to Spend Too Much Diecast, where we put out different types of diecast unboxings, anything from Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Jada, Fast and the Furious, Fan Home, full sets, full collections, all that good stuff. Alrighty, so this is the one that I told you was coming out. I did not know it was coming out this quickly. I was actually able to find it at Walmart the other day. This was the only one sitting there. It looked like they got two of them in. Somebody grabbed one and I grabbed the other one. I haven't seen it anywhere else, but this is the Fast and Furious Nano scene put out by Jada Toys. This is their 143rd version. So we have done a couple of other ones. If you are interested, down in the links down below, there will be a playlist to our Jada Fast and the Furious, but I'll just put a couple of screenshots up here. First of all, it started off with Toretto's house, and then after that, we got the movie scene where they're racing and the train, and then the newest one was the Toretto's cafe, and now we're here on to the fourth one, which is Han's garage from Too Fast, Too Furious. We get the garage, we get some vehicles, looking pretty cool. Here is the box, Han's garage. So this one might not look like you build too much. There's the back with the boneyard. Oh, that is pretty cool. Or that could be like the dock where they do their drifting, but that is pretty cool. So it looks like there's already a whole bunch of stuff already set up. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna get from that. So we'll definitely have to take a better look at it when we do the build. Let's see here. This might have an item number on it. Well, there is the bottom of the box, so you guys can see that. So the item number is 36403. 36403. There's everything it comes with. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead, get this thing unboxed. We'll come back and we'll take a closer look. Alrighty, crew, and we are back. All right, so before we get started, I do want to say thank you to all my crew members, everybody out there who likes, shares, comments, subscribed. It is because of you we grow this channel, do all these cool unboxings. If you guys are new here, though, take 2 seconds, go down below, hit the subscribe button, join the Spend Too Much Diecast crew. That way you guys can get notified and all that good stuff when we put out really cool unboxings here on the channel. All right, so I didn't go ahead and put it together yet because you actually do build this and it completely secures it as a garage. So before we did that, I want to go ahead and actually check out everything that we got here. So this is kind of the insert that you get in the box, which is pretty cool. All of them have had it. I have saved all of them. I did trim here and in the front, and then what I did is, because it usually sits up like this, I did go ahead and scorch this side and this side, taped it in the back with tape. That way this does now sit flat, and you can pull those flaps out if you want to do any kind of pictures or stuff like that. It is pretty cool. And if you guys remember from the movie, of course, that is the scene when he does his drifting, when he practices, when they're on the ocean and the old guys are fishing and all that. So I guess what we're going to do first is we'll go ahead and take a look at the vehicles and see what we get. I also did bring some other vehicles along that kind of go with the set. But I guess we'll start it off with this one. This is going to be the very first time seeing the Silvia as a nano fig, which is really cool. So we have an item number of 36539, the 2001 Nissan Silvia S15. Of course, you do get it as die cast. The base is plastic, all that good stuff. But here is a look at the Silvia, which is really nice. Of course, the Mona Lisa in the movie, he does drift this for the first time. They all crash it up, and then it ends up in the boneyard in the back of the movie. And then they take the motor out of this and put it in here. So we actually do have the Mustang, which is really cool. So you can have that in your movie set as well. So that is cool if you guys collect the other Nano figs. We have unboxed every single one of them that is out to date. So definitely take a look at that. So here we have 2006 Mitsubishi Lancer IX, which should be 9. Of course, this is the one he drifts in the movie. The APR logo, all black wheels. You got some graphics, black hood. And then, of course, they do mock it like in the other one where it is reversed on the side. You do get a bunch of Toyo Tire logos on the back. And then the back here is just the license plate. So we actually have seen this one before. This one actually came in the new 6-pack of cars, and it is different than the one here in the Nano scene. So just some differences that I've seen offhand are the wheels are different. The new one, they're all black. This one, it originally came with in the 3-pack, had chrome and black wheels. Also, the older one in the 6-pack, you actually get more detail up front. They give you headlight deco and all that good stuff. And it does look like it's a little bit different shade of red, but not too bad. This one also has another manufacturing logo that this one doesn't. And then another big thing I saw was on the back. So this is the one from the Nano scene. This is the one from the 6-pack. It does say Toyo Tires and all that stuff, so it does have a different look to it. And as for item numbers, they are different. So one's 36538, which is the one from the scene, and then this one is 35711. So there are 2 different versions of the Lancer. Actually, the one from the 6-pack is more detailed. And then, of course, the other one I brought along was the Mazda, just because that is in Too Fast, Too Furious. I think that is the only 3 cars that were in Too Fast, Too Furious, plus this one, which would be the 4th. All right, so before we go ahead and build it, I do want to take a look at it, because like I said, we will actually put the wall, the doors, and the roof on. So before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at what is all in here. So you do get the 2 lifts, which I think are technically, they're backwards, because if you're driving the car in this way, you would want the ramp, you're driving up the ramp. And I believe, well, maybe unless you cut it that way. I don't know which side the garage door's on. Maybe they are on this side. But let's see. So we do have the ramps. Will the cars fit on them? Yep, the cars do fit on them. The cars do fit under it, so it would be a pretty cool display. Like I said, if you're bringing the car in, I guess you can drive it in that way. It would kind of make more sense coming in that way, but I guess. All right, so upstairs we do have the hangout pad. We got chairs, couches, tables. All this stuff already comes attached. You can't detach it or anything. And then in the corner here, you do have some storage. And then you have the stairs that go up. Of course, none of this stuff comes off. You have like stuff where extra tools are. You got a tire rack back there, which is pretty cool. You got some stools down there, more tires, a fire hydrant, first aid kit. You have a floor jack. Then you have another toolbox there. Like I said, all this stuff is attached. You can't move anything like that. Then you have the outer building here with some lights. And then you have the exterior wall and all that other stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get this built. It's not going to take that long. So basically here you have a another piece of the floor, and that just goes in the back here and snaps in, which is there. Now this is kind of having it to go with like the scene. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1. You have the garage on one side, and then you have the scene on the other side, which comes with this piece here, which is all plastic, which is a boat. And then you got these plastic pieces, which are stacked pallets. So you can put the pallets around like this, and then you can have him like almost drifting around the pallets or all that, which is kind of cool. Or I suppose you can even have this as like the back boneyard when he crashes the Mona Lisa. And then I suppose you can put like stuff like this to make it look like the back of the boneyard. So you can almost have it like two different ways depending how you have it. If you're comparing it to inside the garage, this would technically be that back area, but I suppose you can do either one for it. So, and the stands are just wide enough to get the car on there. So that is pretty cool. All right, so now let's go ahead and build it. So you have the extra wall, which is here. This is all plastic. You have the brick wall on the back. You have a brick wall with the plastic on the inside, which you can see matches the interior. So that just kind of snaps right there. And then you have this front piece here. You have the exterior with the window. And then I do believe, so that slides up. So they both slide up into the top part here. And then you can slide them down to close them. They are kind of sticky to get up and down, but you can do that. And then this piece basically is going to snap in the front here, which is like that. So now you can see our garage is closed. And then the next thing you have is, actually before you do that, you need to pop this off. Before we pop on the, oh, it says you can slide this in. Oh no, before you pop on the garage doors, this would be your roof. And that you can slide right in here on the top. I suppose it could go, nope, you can only do it one way. So your notches only match up one way. So you can slide that, that'll notch in there. Then you have your door here that will connect to both the ceiling and roof and side doors. So that is what it looks like complete. There is the garage, and then of course you can open the doors to see inside of there, which is pretty cool. But once, like I say, once you close it off, you really can't play or anything like that. But once you do have it connected, these pieces pop off pretty nicely, and you can take off that, and there is your garage. If you want to remove the other wall, it should just pop right off. There you go. Now you have your play set to play with. So there you go, guys. There is the unboxing of Han's garage. This thing is pretty cool. It's nice now that we have something else. I haven't seen anything else if they're going to do any more nano figs or play sets. So this one is pretty cool. You'll have to let me know once you guys get your hands on it, what you're thinking about it, and which one out of these four is your favorite. Do you like the house, the racing scene, the cafe, or now Han's garage? But awesome build. Thank you for watching another build here at Spend Too Much Diecast. Do appreciate everybody, and we'll see everybody on the next unboxing. Bye.